This is my favorite hunt of the year.
He will fear the beard, right?
He'll die if that's all we see.
Okay, he's coming out right side of the Quakies.
You can see in Justin's demeanor, his face, his everything about him. He was sick to his stomach.
We found this buck right off the bat, and I wasn't going to give him a pass again. This is my favorite hunt of the year. We talk about this hunt the day after it's ended. Colorado Annual is kind of what we call it. To be able to spend time with my best friends, Butch and Mike and Clint, I mean, we really have created a nice camaraderie, and we really enjoy this hunt.
You want to put these in your truck just in case you ever need them? I got a whole bunch more in my...
Spotter 2 ready.
Okay, shooter ready.
Send it.
All right.
Your elevation's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you want to get it just perfect, I would come.
Right one.
Well, I don't know how many MO is this. One clicks 0.25.
What are you on, middle?
Middle.
Spotter on. Dead nuts, right in the bullseye.
Where you guys been?
We were waiting for you. We didn't know you jumped in with Shermie.
We usually hunt in groups of 2, and it's a draw tag as well. So depending on who draws, we hunt on different ranches and different public land, and just depends on how you draw or how it lays out. And this year, Clint and I got to hunt together, and Mike and Butch hunted together.
Hey, good luck, bro. Hey, man. What's the song?
Have fun. See ya.
Don't shoot a 190.
Excited this morning?
Yeah, if I didn't have to wear this pumpkin suit. Halloween's over, dude. But it is the first day, so let's go kill a buck. Well, we're at almost 9,000 feet right here. They got a big snow a couple weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, and pushed all these deer down to these ranches, and that's where we're at. This is about as good at mule deer hunting as there is in North America. Giant Colorado mule deer. That's where we're at, baby.
to that bottom right there.
Colorado is very unique because it's a late season rut hunt and the deer are starting to move through. You just get to see a lot of deer. And so it's just a really special experience. And this is my 3rd year coming here. I'd never hunted this area. I'd been in there last year with Clint looking for a buck all the way to the last day. This area is pretty exciting because this is where Butch shot his Veterans Day buck, which was over 200 inches. And to have the opportunity of a 200-inch deer is super exciting. You know, a normal routine is you get up before light, you get a good glassing point, and you just spend a ton of time glassing so you can try to set up your maneuvers to get to them.
Opening day here in Colorado, horse season. It's always kind of like Christmas morning here. You don't sleep real good at night just because there's just a ton of deer. This is a great season. We've just been glassing a little bit, seen a couple 3 points, one small 4, but just a lot of does. So that's a good sign. When there's a lot of does, we tend to see a lot of bucks that follow. So we've been out for about 30 minutes this morning, just stopped at our first spot and just checking out to see what we can find. Hope we can turn up a good buck.
The first day we got there, we're just seeing tons of deer, but not very many big bucks. And so we spent all day out that day. We didn't even go back for lunch. You don't want to miss that 200-inch or that 180-inch deer that sneaks through chasing does.
I about got excited for a second. Your eyes placed tricks on you, obviously, but I was looking down the canyon, and there was a doe with her head down, and there was a doe in front of her. I know she was a doe at the time, but the way the sun was coming through and hitting the other doe's legs, it looks like just a giant frame until she lifted her head up. So goes deer hunting.
Down here?
Yeah, so down here straight across from us, there's the little white knob.
Yeah.
And then there's the big bare open face.
Yeah.
Hit that knob and then follow that ridge up and tell me what that buck is. And he's gone.
He's out of here?
Yeah, he just went behind the hill.
Over the hill?
Left. He was behind the bald face again.
Oh, sorry, Justin.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, I didn't know.
I don't think he was a giant.
We got a call the first day, and Mike had shot a really nice buck.
Holy cow, dude. Good shot, dude. Jeremy. That was a good shot. That was a good shot, man.
We weren't seeing as many bucks, a lot of does, and they were seeing a lot of bucks, not as many does. So I think we're only separated by maybe 5 miles, but each area is definitely unique.
I went and hunted with Mike this morning, and he shot a nice buck.
Yeah.
Now I'm hunting with Justin, and we're seeing a ton of does in this place over here where we hunt. We're seeing some nice little 4-pointers, young bucks, but nothing that we really want to shoot. So
Saw a new buck across,
way across, kind of on another ranch,
way.
kind of moving this way. So maybe that'll happen. You know, there's no real mature old buck. There's an old 3-pointer
Old
up there.
3-pointer.
If it gets to the point where we get to the end, we'll put him out of his misery, I think, you know, but we got to get to that spot, right?
Yeah.
I think on Sunday he'll fear the beard, right?
He'll die if that's all we see.
Still opening day here, though.
Hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
Glass and wait.
Hurry up and wait. That's what we do.
So the first couple days were kind of the same. We saw a lot of deer, not as many big bucks. And the third day, Clint found a shooter buck.
Pete, oh, that's a different buck.
Oh, wait. You might want to shoot him.
Dude, I want to shoot that deer.
You better hurry up if you're getting it.
Yeah, he didn't stick around.
That's a decent buck.
That's probably one of the biggest we've seen. Well, he's going to go up on the other side. And you're going to have...
What are you thinking? Well, he should be getting him.
about 600 yards.
Want me to try him?
Water on.
He saw a 3x4 down here in the bottom and he kind of come up the top.
You might want to shoot him, Clint.
Dude, I want to shoot that deer.
You better hurry up if you're getting him.
Yeah, he ain't sticking around.
That's a decent buck.
That's probably one of the biggest we've seen. Well, he's going to go up on that other side. And you're going to have...
What are you thinking? Well, he should
He's
get
going to be about 600 yards.
Want me to try him? He's an old buck. Let me see if we can't make him a prime revolution movie star.
Water on. Well, he's running now. Okay, he's coming out right side of the Quakies.
I don't see him, buddy.
We got in position and Clint shot, I believe it was over 600 yards, and he missed. And he was devastated. Because Clint, you know, he doesn't miss very often.
God dang it.
And we thought that maybe he had hit, and when we went and checked everything out, he had missed the buck. And we looked around and looked around and looked around, never found him.
We hiked up over, but it seems like all the deer are kind of moving more that way. Not much out on this face like we used to see. Used to just be loaded in here. There's always a big buck over here that tends to hide.
It's always interesting the weather that comes there. Sometimes it's warm this time of year, sometimes it's really snowy. We pray for snow, because snow pushes those bucks out of the high country. We show up this year and it's really cold, 8 degrees in the morning, but not much snow. The snow really hadn't come in, and so the deer were kind of holed up and pocketed up. They weren't moving as much. So earlier on day 3, we went over and checked out a different location. Butch and Mike had both tagged out, so they were tagging along, and it's always fun to have your buddies with you, extra eyes, and it just builds the excitement. So we get into this new area and we see a 32.5-inch buck.
Our buddy Justin has a tag in a different unit just adjacent to the highway. So the highway splits the units. Just spotted a giant 3-pointer.
He was a big, wide 3-point. He had 2 crabbies on the front, but not quite enough to make him a true 4. And I decided to pass because we still had 3 days left on the hunt.
I was immediately impressed. I mean, any deer over 30 inches, especially inside spread, that usually stops people in their tracks. I criticized Justin that night. Like, I don't think that he really realized what he was looking at.
Yeah, nothing better than hunting mule deer in November, so get back after it.
So as we start walking through this area and glassing down in these draws, we glass up a giant. And I mean, everybody's just like, wow, this is the buck that everybody waits for.
He's got a collar on too. Big old collar.
Extras?
But he isn't in the area that we can hunt. There's a boundary line in these areas and it's pretty defined, and he was just over the boundary line. And he moved out, and he was actually moving up the canyon towards the area that we can hunt, and we got on every different ridge that we could to try to locate him, and he just disappeared.
When that deer left the area that we were hunting in and we could see it was no longer huntable because we didn't have permission on the adjacent property, you could see in Justin's demeanor, his face, everything about him. He was sick to his stomach.
I glassed a 200-inch mule deer shirt. Well,
take that silhouette of that buck and get it blown up like the Bull Basin logo.
200 plus club, almost.
I would love nothing better than my buddy Justin to shoot that buck. And honestly, even if you don't
Just seeing a buck
get to
like
shoot
that.
him out in the backcountry, to see a buck like that, it's just something special to me.
Incredible.
For real, man. That's oh.
We ended up going back the next day. We decided to head back over to the ranch where we saw the big 3, and I wasn't going to give him a pass again. To take a 32.5-inch wide buck is very, very special.
Rough morning at the office today. Yesterday we were here, we saw a couple really big bucks, but they were on the wrong side of this.
Not so much today. Not so much today.
Not so much today. I don't know where they were.
We saw a new deer. They're just moving. They're moving fast today. Storm rolling in.
Yeah, it's supposed to snow tonight, so I don't know, these deer are acting really weird, which they always do before a storm, but we'll see. We'll just keep glassing and see if we can turn something up. So you drive down this one?
Time to go.
You know, the part of the unit that Justin is hunting, we've seen a lot of deer, like a lot of deer, but no bucks that are really worth looking at. And we just found a really good, solid 170 type deer. Well, not my dilemma, I guess Justin's dilemma is, does he wait to go back to that other part of the unit tonight where we saw those good bucks and maybe they came back in, or you know, do we shoot this buck with only pretty much a day and a half left in the season? Maybe we'll come to a decision here shortly. Hopefully it's the right one. Chances are this buck could be in this general area tonight, and obviously he's a new buck because you guys haven't seen him, and if there's a bunch of hot does in there, he's gonna stick around.
Right.
You're taking a chance on that other place, but it's a good chance. It's a mind game, you know, and you don't know whether it's the right or the wrong one.
Getting down to, you know, the final days when we had the opportunity to see him again, it was a no-brainer to take that 32-inch wide buck. Any buck over 30 inches is pretty rare. We watched this buck for a little bit. He wasn't going anywhere, and we didn't have to stalk very far. When you see a 32.5-inch buck in real life at 150 yards, it's just breathtaking.
You want him? Yeah, I'm on him. Down, he's down.
My buck went down quick, and there was lots of excitement and high fives, and it was really cool because that was definitely the widest buck I've ever taken.
We've seen this deer 2 different times, and I passed on him the other day, but we've been looking really hard. As soon as I saw him, I just felt right. He's a really cool buck. He's really wide. He's got some cool character on the front. Really heavy. He's just a really great buck.
Good job, Charlie. Good job, brother. Huh? That was awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Always, always.
Every year is a different experience in Colorado, and we got to experience another really great hunt. To have the opportunity to chase so many big deer is really special.